Hello folks, this is Mike, PC31 the Vinyl Policeman, and this is going to be a relatively quick video, but there's three things I just wanted to talk to you about. First thing is I've got some fabulous VCLT, which I've had for about a month now, but where I've been poorly and various things have happened, and just getting everything back in sync, but I want to talk to you about that. Aladdin Sane, a couple of different releases of Aladdin Sane picture disc and half speed master came out this weekend on Friday. I want to show that and just have a quick talk about it. And also Metallica's first album, studio album for 7 years, 72 seasons, that came out Friday as well. And just wanted to quickly show you that and talk about it. Although there is an absolutely fantastic review of 72 seasons gone up today by Chris Prophy, I'll put a link below, so I'm certainly not going to do a review of it because Chris has done a really fantastic one, which you know, he says it all, so I'd recommend going to that. But I'm going to show you it anyway, and I want to say a few little things. But the very first thing is got some VCLT from our good friend in the VC, Ben Rankins, down in Australia. And Ben sent me, first off, he sent me three CDs that he'd made himself, and I know he sent that to a few other people as well, but he made them custom for each individual, I think. First one, the History of Rock and Roll alternative version of the 60s and 70s. And Ben, as probably you all know, and if you don't, please go and subscribe to Ben, because really fantastic, entertaining channel, all things Australian music, absolute wealth of knowledge, superb. And I mean, what with Ben and John Down Under Tutelage and Lloyd Boone as well, all our Australian friends, we really get a good insight into the Australian scene. But Ben kind of really works hard at it, and you learn so much about Australian music from him. So the first one he's put together for me, History of Rock and Roll, alternative version of the 60s and 70s, and he's put a selection together for me, which I've been playing through. Excellent. Another selection called which he's called Oh Yeah, and you know, Black Cab, Courtney Barnett, Ooga Boogers, a lot of the bands which Ben mentions on his videos, Old Tame Impala, which I really like. Loads of great acts on there, and the final one, which he called a Rip Snorter, which again, fantastic. King Gizzard had to appear on a Ben thing. There's a couple of tracks of them on here, and the Stroppies, Church of Hysteria, fantastic. So thanks for that, Ben. But the other thing he sent me, which I've been playing a lot more than that, is Ben's a drummer in a band, and the band he sent me two CDs. The band he sent me the CDs of are now defunct, and he's got a new band, but the new band is basically this band called Push Button Auto. They're basically this band but with a new bass player, I understand. I don't think they're named yet. If they are, it's not reached me. But Ben sent me a couple of CDs, and I really want to briefly mention them because you know, you should be aware of them because they're really good. The first one, and the one which probably cost most money to produce, and Ben has said, I think this was 2010 if I'm reading it right, but this is one called History is Made at Night, and this was recorded in a professional studio, and it sounds like the production's really good. There's some great tracks in it. Stand out for me, Wheatfields, I really enjoy that one, but I could talk about that one, but I actually want to concentrate on this one, Like a Nerve, and you can hear it in the background. So I'm breaching all of Push Button Auto's copyright, so come and get me, boys. I'm sure they won't mind. But this is a really good album. Hopefully, I haven't checked actually, I should have done. Hopefully it's on Bandcamp, it's on Spotify, because it is a seriously good album actually. Like a Nerve, 2008 I believe. I think it's kind of half recorded at home, half studio, and I think the guys produced it themselves. But the writing on it is really good. This it opens up with an instrumental called Winter Mission, which is an absolutely beautiful instrumental track, a lovely groove to it, really innovative, nice guitar sound, a sparing bass. It's a really great groove to it. You then go into this track, which is called Since Cecilia Loves Gildo Rennie, And a lot of tracks on this album are really quite thought-provoking, and they got some absolutely brilliant titles. This one for me is kind of good, solid Aussie indie rock. Very, very accessible, good album. This one, I think you've got to dig a little bit deeper. The arrangements are superb. The subject matter is kind of just more interesting for me, if I'm honest, and it makes you really dig into the album, and there's a lot of rewards when you dig into it. I mean, Saint Cecilia loves Gildo Reni, this one, as I say. I mean, Gildo Reni was a 17th century Italian Baroque painter, artist, and Saint Cecilia was a saint from 4th century AD, something like that. And there is a beautiful painting that Gildo Reni did of Saint Cecilia, and Saint Cecilia was the actual patron saint of musicians. And if you read up on her, it's really, really interesting. This track's about that, and it goes through different transitions. There's some spoken words, some shouting at the end, which really works well. Great riff through it, a little bit of a dissonant ending, which is fantastic. Great track. Third track, the sovereignness thing on earth is Parmachetta for an inward bruise. It's a great track. What a title. Fourth track, 171 meters on a single breath. Superb track. The first 8 tracks on this, for me, are real stickers. That's not saying that there's 14 tracks in total. It's hour 7 minutes, the whole CD. Some superb. A single on this, it should have been, is Rafifi, track number 6. And what I'll do is I'll play you a little 20-second blast of the intro. Starts with feedback, fantastic guitar riff comes in, so I'll play that for you now. Great stuff. What do I hear? I mean, I'm always reluctant to actually compare bands with other bands, because at the end of the day, they've got their own identity. They're trying to get their own sound. But let's play that game for a moment. In this album, and here with Push Button Auto in general, I hear a bit of Stone Roses. I hear a bit of Stereophonics, a bit of Snow Patrol. Shoegaze elements, and the vocals a little bit knocked back. It reminds me of that. There's a track on here, Shut Up, I'm Trying to Watch the Band, really reminds me of the Killers. And these are all good comparisons. These are these bands at their best. But this album, more than anything else, what it does is it goes through it's got a lot of great arrangements, really interesting arrangements where different things happen. There's tempo changes, there's well, hopefully, if Ben and the boys haven't, you really must get it up on Bandcamp and Spotify. Hopefully it is there. But folks, check this out. Push Button Auto, Like a Nerve. Really strong album. Well done, Ben. So this is Friday just gone, the 14th of April, saw the release of the 50th anniversary half-speed master and picture disc of the wonderful, the staggering Aladdin Sane. And as you can see from that, yeah, it's 50th anniversary half-speed master. This record was cut on a Neumann lathe. Basically what they've done with this is they've taken the original master tapes and 50 years, so they're obviously starting to deteriorate, and they've digitized them at high resolution. So the great thing about that now is they're now captured for posterity. You know, it's now digitized, but they're from the original Trident Studios master tapes. They've not actually added or taken anything else away from the sound. They've literally just, as I say, just captured them digitally on high resolution. I kind of hope they also bring out a box set with all the demos, etc., etc., as they did with Divine Symmetry with the Hunky Dory box set recently, which I've got up there. But anyway, Aladdin Sane, you know, as everybody knows, Aladdin Sane, so play on words, Aladdin Sane, that was this original thing. 6th Bowie album, released 19th of April 1973, so it's a genuine 50th anniversary, where a lot of albums coming out at the moment have missed it by a year, etc. Ken Scott, David Bowie production. I mean, the tracks on this, Watch That Man, fantastic. Aladdin Sane, 1913, 1938, 1970, question mark. And again, probably everybody knows, but that's Bowie. That's the year before World War One, the year before World War Two, and Bowie was kind of predicting Third World War, 1970 something. Drive-In Saturday, absolutely fantastic. Panic in Detroit. Along with Gene Genie, my favourite track on the album, Cracked Actor. Absolutely love that track. Time, brilliant. Prettiest Star. Let's Spend the Night Together. Jagger and Richards, obviously. I actually prefer Jagger and Richards. Bowie's covers of other people, I think, are a bit of a mixed bag. I mean, Pin-Ups. I love some of the covers, not too keen on some of the others, which is absolute sacrilege from my wife, because she thinks all the covers that Bowie's ever done are much better than the originals. Gene Genie, staggering track. Lady Grid Soul, superb. I mean, what an album this is. Absolutely superb. And what you get is your normal, the inner with the lyrics, and the label we all recognise. Now, the other thing which came out, which I picked up, is the picture disc. And the good thing about this is the music, although it won't be, I haven't played it, and I probably won't, but although the quality won't be as good as the half-speed master black vinyl there, it comes from the same digitized posters in there as well, by the way, but it comes from the same digitized original analog master tapes. But it's a picture disc, so the quality's not going to be quite as good. But is that one of the most iconic album covers ever? Some journalist, I think it was a British journalist, coined the phrase that this was the Mona Lisa of rock covers. And I think that's a really good description. Really superb, absolutely love it. So hopefully, as I say, we're going to get a box set which has got demos in, etc., fairly soon. But that came out last Friday, and well worth getting, folks. Okay, folks, last thing to show you in this video is come out Friday, 72 Seasons, Metallica's first studio album for 7 years. And 72 seasons because it's based on the first 18 years of your life, so 4 seasons per year, 72 seasons in total, which really kind of impact and form the rest of your life. That's what it's about. Beautiful album cover, you know, die cut inside. And there you've got the boys, all the men. Each side there. Really interesting. You also get an inner with the lyrics. And HMV did red vinyl. It's a double album. I got the I got the purple album, sorry. Not sure how well this is going to come out. No, it doesn't come out very well at all. But it's purple. It's a deep purple. As I say, please go to Chris Prophy to actually get a really great review on this album, and as I say, I'll link it below. But for me, it's a really good production. Bob Ludwig mastered, Greg Fiedelman produced. He also produced the last album, Hardwired. But production kind of really sharp. There's no ballads on this one. There's kind of I've only kind of given it one play. I haven't kind of sat down and really studied it yet. Again, Chris, I know, has played it 4 or 5 times over the weekend before he did his review. It's a typical Metallica assault on your senses. It's really strong, it's energetic, it really kind of hits you like a whirlwind. Things like the drums in it, for me, when I think they feel quite robotic, a little bit automatic kind of thing. They don't feel very organic. I mean, which, okay, so Lars is on fantastic form and everything's really crisp and that, but they also feel a little bit too as I say, robotic for me. Kurt Hammett's guitar moments on it are fantastic. There's loads and loads of great solos. I mean, tracks which really stand out for me at the moment. I mean, the first 3 tracks, 72 Seasons, Shadows Follow, Screaming Suicide, brilliant. But Crown of Barbed Wire is a bit of a standout for me at the moment. If Darkness Had a Sun, really good. I mean, the album's 77 minutes. Yeah, I think, 77 minutes long. So, as I say, a double album. It's definitely too long. It's probably not for absolute ardent Metallica fans, but I don't fall into that category. I'm more of a passing Metallica. I've got loads of their material. Got to be in the mood for it. But I really enjoy this, and I should give it a lot more plays. But it's a really good, solid album. Sounds excellent. Metallica have obviously got nothing to prove. They've got their army, their legions of fans, and they'll maintain them with this. Will they get new ones as a result of it? Yeah, probably. But it's a solid album, as I say. No ballads. It doesn't deviate too much from the message. But great stuff. Go and listen to Chris Prophy's review. Okay, folks. Speak soon.